Hello, my name is Nicole Cousold, and I'm the Product Evangelist for the OnBase Cold ERM module. Today, I'd like to take a few minutes and give you an overview of Cold ERM. Cold is great for organizations that generate a lot of reports. These could be transactional documents that contain business-critical information, or they might represent a record of a transaction. But these reports can pile up very quickly because they're often generated and printed on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Cold allows organizations to automatically import and index documents that are generated and output from other business applications into OnBase. Now, let's take a look at how Cold is able to import and index these kinds of documents. Cold ingests data and print streams that are generated from a mainframe or other business application. Cold can import documents formatted in ASCII text, and with the input filters for HP's PCL, IBM's AFP, and Xerox's DJDE, can also import these print streams. Additionally, the PDF input filter allows organizations to import PDF streams into OnBase with Cold as well. Before OnBase Cold is implemented in an organization, the data and print streams coming from these mainframes and business applications are translated by a printer and then printed on paper. In order to import these documents into OnBase, we can use Cold to capture and index these print and data streams. Let's take a look at how Cold accomplishes this. First, we configure Cold to identify the beginning and end of each document so that we can parse or separate the individual documents out of the larger data stream. Next, OnBase needs to identify the keywords and figure out what type of document it's importing, meaning it needs to identify whether it's importing, for example, an inventory report, a stream of purchase orders, or, as we're seeing here, an invoice. In order to do this, OnBase uses the coordinates of columns and rows to locate the ID string, which tells OnBase the type of document, or the document type, being imported. Here, OnBase is looking at the configured coordinates to find the ID string, premium invoice. Cold uses the same logic, that is, they use the coordinates of columns and rows to find the keywords so that we can automatically index the document. This has allowed us to find the account number, customer name, and date keywords. Now that OnBase knows where the indexing information is located, it's going to classify and index the document. Like I mentioned before, the ID string that Cold captures will tell us the document type. Right here, the string premium invoice classifies this document in OnBase as an accounting premium invoice. Next, all the keywords we've captured are used to automatically index the document. We want to index this document with 7 keywords, but only 3 of those keywords are available to be scraped from the document. To solve this problem, we can utilize an autofill keyword set to fill in the rest of the values. This works by using a keyword set that has a primary unique keyword to associate that keyword with the rest of the keyword set. So, in this case, we have the account number, which is triggering all these other values which have already been stored in OnBase in a keyword set: the policy number, the pay mode, amount, and agency. I'll briefly run through some of the features of Cold that allow users to perform tasks more efficiently and simplify the way they work. With Cold documents, we can cross-reference to other documents based on specific content within the document, such as an account number, last name, or date. By simply double-clicking on the items we've configured for cross-referencing, we can bring up documents related to the keyword we've selected. Here, we can select the PO number on this purchase order to bring up the related invoice. I'd also like to highlight the use of overlays. Here, we've taken what would normally look like this in paper form and put it into electronic form. At this point, documents become much easier to search with Cold's internal search capabilities. To make this even more intuitive for end users, we can also apply overlays which could allow users to view the document in the same way that their customer is. And remember that different overlays can be configured for printing, faxing, and viewing. A practical example of this would be when a customer was requesting another copy of a bill. An overlay with the words reprint on it could be set for printing, so when a customer service rep printed and sent out a copy of the bill, the customer would clearly see that this bill was a reprint of the original and they weren't being double billed. Many organizations find tremendous value in using Cold to import documents that are generated by other systems into OnBase. There are several features that make handling these reports in OnBase much easier for the end user, such as a green overlay to replicate the appearance of green bar reports, rulers, which mimic the plastic rulers users may have used to identify which column they were viewing in the paper process, because many times they may not have been easily able to view the headers for those columns. In order to really eliminate this problem, in OnBase, users have the ability to lock the header text so they can scroll up and down while always viewing the headers. Additionally, users can select rows and columns in a document to make reading these reports easier. The internal text search functionality in Cold can also prove to be very valuable for end users. For example, here I can search within a specific column for a particular invoice number. And finally, the ability to add notes on the document further enhances the end user experience. When calculating the ROI for Cold, organizations can look to significantly reduce costs associated with the old paper process, which includes the costs of printing, storing, distributing, and disposing of the paper reports. Organizations can also look to significantly reduce the time and resources required for finding documents, which can affect daily workflow turnaround times, as well as situations where documents need to be retrieved quickly for audits or litigation. Finally, organizations should consider the savings they'll incur from reducing the number of software licenses employees used previously to access documents and other business applications, since now all these documents will be accessible from a central repository, OnBase. As always, more information, including the Cold ERM product overview, is available on the blogs. If you're interested in learning more about OnBase Cold and the Cold input filters, please contact your OnBase provider and they'll be happy to assist you in evaluating how Cold can be part of your organization's OnBase solution. Thank you for your time.